Today we will be discussing the controls in the workspace. This video is a general overview of the workspace. We will touch on some big topics, but stay tuned for more in-depth videos on each of them. In both Workspace and Navigator views, you will see the same controls. The controls have the same functionality, but in the Workspace, you can use the controls before or after the selected node. In the Navigator, you can only use the controls after a node, so whatever you add will follow the selected node. We will start with the controls to add different types of nodes. This is the Add Text Node button. To create a text node, click this button. Within a content block, click in the text field to enter text. Text nodes deliver text to the learner in the narrative. The text can be delivered as if spoken by a character or delivered in the narrative voice, which we sometimes refer to as an event when the text is describing an action that is taking place. To turn this into a multiple-choice text or image question, click on Add Response or Add Image Response after creating the node. This is the Add Challenge Question node button. We support a few types of challenge questions. Using Select All That Apply questions, create a list of possible responses to a question where the learner selects which answers meet the conditions and leaves unselected those that do not. Categorize questions allow you to create categories and define text items that belong to each category. Learners will drag and drop text items into the appropriate category. Image hotspot questions will allow you to upload an image and identify accessible hotspot areas. This is the Add Open Response Question button. For these, you will need to give a sample correct answer. This is the Add a Drag and Drop button. Drag and drop nodes can make an interactive visual experience of matching or sorting. Upload an image and define drop zones and items belonging to each drop zone. Items can be elements from the image or text labels added to the image. This is the Add a Fill-in-the-Blank button. In these questions, the learner enters or drags an answer to either complete a sentence or answer a question. There are two main ways these can be used. Either the response can be asked and awarded points, or the response can be stored as a variable to use later in the activity. For the assess types, there are number questions, where the learners will enter a number as their answer. There are also text drag questions, where the learners will drag a response from a provided word bank to the blank spot. Lastly, there are text type questions, where learners will enter text as their answer. For the stored types, either a number or text can be stored. An example use case of this would be having a learner name their business, and the business is referred to that name throughout the activity. This is the Add New Image Node button. Image nodes include images, alt text, long descriptive text for screen readers, and audio files. Images must be under 3 megabytes and can be in the following formats: JPEG, PNG, or GIF. For accessibility purposes, you can mark images as decorative if it is not pedagogically important, such as for setting the scene, so that screen readers will skip over the description. Typically, you can use the default text tool, but use long descriptions if you want an icon to be available for all learners, you need more information about the image, or you need to use HTML markup for language definition. This is the Add a New Video node button. SmartChat can embed videos from popular streaming video players like YouTube and Vimeo. Make sure the privacy settings are turned off, meaning the video is publicly available. In order to maintain WCAG 2.2 AA compatibility, we recommend using the accessibility tools associated with your video to make it compliant. We also provide the ability to create your own web VTT files on the same video node. This is the Add a Background Image node button. You can create additional background images for scene changes. You can also upload your own background images or ask the PA to create them. This is the Add a Material Focus node button. Material focus nodes can bring a learner to a particular materials area or reveal a hidden area at a specific time in the narrative of an activity. Make sure all materials are visible to the learners when they need them during the activity. If you want a material to be hidden from the learners, click on the icon that is an eye icon with a slash through it. You will know it's selected if it is red. A material is no longer hidden, meaning the learner can click on it, if the eye icon without a slash through it is selected. If a material is not hidden and you want it to pop up first for the learner, click on the star to select it. This is the Add a Conditional Node button. Use this node type when an activity needs to branch off more information than just a single response. For example, you could use this to create a branch when the learner's overall score is equal to or above an 85%. This is the Add a Score node button. Use this to change or set a variable value without learner action. Use the Change column to add or subtract from the existing value. Use the Overwrite column to replace the existing value of a variable with a new value. Now we will move on to node controls, which you can find to the right of each node. This is the Expand or Collapse node button. By default, when you create or click on a content block, image, or video, it will expand to allow you to edit it and collapse all other nodes. Click on a collapsed node to expand and edit it. You can also expand or collapse a node by clicking on this button. Use these arrows to reorder nodes. To reorder nodes, click the Move Up and Move Down arrow buttons. This is the Pin Node button. If you want to keep several nodes open at once, click this button on the nodes you want to remain open. To open a node in the Navigator view, you can click on the world icon. While in the Workspace, clicking here will bring you to the same node but in the Navigator view. While in the Navigator view, this list icon will bring you to the same node in the Workspace. To preview from a particular place in an activity, expand the node from which you want the preview to begin and click the button that is a circle with a play icon in the middle. Then click the Preview button on the top right of the editor window. To duplicate or copy and paste a node from the Workspace or Navigator, click on this Copy button on the right-hand side. Once a node has been copied, a Paste button will appear above and below any expanded node. To delete a node, click on this button. This red square button allows you to auto-advance the activity. To improve the pace and rhythm of an activity and to reduce the number of times that a learner needs to click to advance the narrative, you can set any node to automatically go to the next node by clicking the red square. If the toggle is a red square, it means that the node is set to require the learner to click the Continue button to get the next node to come up. If the toggle is a green arrow, it means that after the node has been displayed to the learner, after a brief pause, the next node will appear automatically. If speech is on, the node will forward or not based on the end of the audio for that node. This concludes our Workspace overview. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.